They don't want you to see this, but the numbers don't lie. Behind the headlines, blue and red states are performing very differently when it comes to taxes, growth, cost of living, and opportunity. In this video, we're exposing the hidden data that politicians and media often ignore, revealing the surprising truths about which states are thriving and which are falling behind. 1. Migration patterns reveal hidden trends. One of the clearest pieces of data shows that Americans are voting with their feet. High-tax, high-cost blue states like California, New York, and Illinois have seen millions of residents relocate to red states such as Texas, Florida, and Arizona over the past decade. Internal Revenue Service data and U.S. Census reports indicate a net population outflow from many coastal blue states. People are moving for affordability, lower taxes, and business opportunity. While blue states tout cultural influence and innovation, the data suggests that middle-class families often find red states more livable, with higher purchasing power and more economic freedom. 2. Cost of living versus real income. Many blue state cities rank among the most expensive places to live in the country. San Francisco, New York City, and Los Angeles are notorious for high housing costs, elevated groceries, and skyrocketing childcare expenses. A six-figure salary in San Francisco may provide the same lifestyle as a $60 $70K salary in a lower-cost red state city. Adjusted for cost of living, many residents in red states enjoy higher effective income, greater savings, and more disposable income for investment and leisure. This is a hidden advantage often overshadowed by raw income statistics that make blue state salaries appear more impressive than they actually are. 3. Housing affordability and home ownership rates. Home ownership data reveal another key insight. High-cost blue states have lower home ownership rates among young and middle-class adults, creating a barrier to long-term wealth accumulation. In contrast, red states with lower median housing prices and less restrictive zoning laws allow more families to achieve homeownership earlier in life. Equity accumulation from property is one of the largest drivers of household wealth in America. Data from the U.S. Census Bureau and the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances show that home ownership rates are consistently higher in growing red state regions, enabling more residents to build generational wealth. 4. Taxes. What you keep matters. State income taxes, property taxes, and sales taxes drastically affect net income. Blue states fund extensive public services with high taxes, which can erode household savings. Red states' lower tax burden allows residents to retain more of their income, providing flexibility to invest, save, or spend. For business owners, high corporate taxes and compliance costs in blue states often outweigh incentives offered by local programs, driving firms to relocate operations to red states. EARS data and state fiscal reports confirm that capital is moving to lower tax states, reshaping economic geography. 5. Business climate. Regulations versus flexibility. Business regulations are often stricter in blue states. Labor laws, environmental regulations, minimum wage policies, and licensing requirements are designed to protect workers and communities. But they also increase operational costs and create administrative burdens. Red states typically favor regulatory simplicity and streamlined permitting. Data from the Small Business Administration and site selection reports show a growing trend of companies relocating to red states to benefit from lower costs, faster approvals, and greater operational flexibility. These moves influence job growth, local tax revenue, and the broader economy. 6. Wage distribution and income inequality. Blue states often lead in average wages, especially in high-income sectors like technology, finance, and biotechnology. However, they also exhibit extreme income inequality. Top earners dominate wealth statistics, while service workers struggle with affordability. Red states may have lower nominal wages in some sectors, but income distribution is often less extreme, allowing broader swaths of the population to achieve a comfortable standard of living. Studies from the Economic Policy Institute highlight that inequality gaps in many high-cost blue states are among the highest nationally, masking true middle-class prosperity. 7. Energy and utility costs. Energy and utility costs are a hidden factor in economic competitiveness. Blue states pursuing aggressive climate and renewable energy policies often face higher electricity, natural gas, and fuel costs in the short term. Red states, rich in domestic energy resources, often offer lower utility costs, reducing household expenditures and operational costs for businesses. Lower energy costs translate into more disposable income for families and more competitive margins for local industries. 8. Infrastructure and growth capacity. Infrastructure data also reveal differences in capacity. Red states with rapid population growth often invest strategically in roads, airports, and logistics networks to accommodate expansion. In contrast, some blue states face congestion, aging infrastructure, and limited ability to expand rapidly in urban cores. Infrastructure performance metrics from the American Society of Civil Engineers show that while blue states have older but dense networks, red states often enjoy newer, scalable systems better suited to population and economic growth. 9. Long-term wealth accumulation. When comparing wealth, it is not enough to look at annual income. Data on net assets, retirement savings, and business ownership paint a more complete picture. Lower-cost red states enable higher savings rates and easier accumulation of home equity. Combined with lower taxes, families can build assets faster, creating generational wealth. By contrast, high-income blue state households may earn more nominally but struggle to convert income into lasting wealth due to higher living expenses, taxes, and housing costs. 10. The hidden message in migration and business trends. Taken together, the data reveal a clear pattern. Affordability, cost efficiency, and regulatory flexibility drive both people and businesses toward red states. While blue states maintain global influence, cultural capital, and high-income sectors, middle-class residents increasingly weigh economic outcomes over ideological alignment. Migration statistics, corporate relocation reports, and household purchasing power analyses all point toward a quiet but significant shift in where Americans can thrive financially. The red vs. blue debate is more than politics. It is an economic story with measurable outcomes. While blue states dominate in GDP, innovation, and cultural influence, red states often outperform in affordability, population growth, business climate, and middle-class wealth retention. For millions of Americans deciding where to live, work, or start a business, the numbers tell a story that is as practical as it is revealing. That's the reality behind the data they're hiding. Economic trends, taxes, and quality of life are reshaping where Americans live and work. Whether you live in a red state or a blue state, these numbers have real consequences for families and communities. To stay informed on the trends and truths most won't talk about, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a critical update.